وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر وعبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with Local Connections. This is Khalil, editor of the Michigan Business News and Information on the web. Today is Friday, November 27, 2020. November is almost gone. That leaves us with one more month for the end of the year. We're glad that you're with us. It is a cold, cloudy day, and the temperature is in the 40s. But don't worry, I ordered some sunshine for us for tomorrow. And tomorrow they tell us that it's going to be sunny. I believe Sunday is going to be sunny as well. And, to be honest with you, not seeing the sun for 2 days has been kind of a little bit yes, we have Saturday and Sunday sunny. Saturday is 46 and Sunday is 52. I can't wait for Sunday to soak in some sunshine. The number here is 248-557-3300. Please give us a call should you have a question or a comment. First I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I know that we are going through some difficult times, challenging times, pandemic, vaccines, all the news out there, presidential election that we don't know where it's going. A lot of people are unable to work. There are a lot of challenges this year, but we're still blessed. We're still blessed to live in a country where we can still get some help. We are blessed to be in an area where we can take care of each other. We're still blessed for family, for friends. I don't know about you, but here's what I do when things get a little bit challenging. Somebody a long time ago when I used to live in Florida taught me that. And what I do is I read a list and I do 2 columns on there and I say good or bad. And I list everything good in my life and then I list what I'm facing challenges. And without a doubt, every time I do that, I find out that the list under the good is always better. So it's just wonderful when we give thanks to the Lord and we give thanks for the things we have, the good things that are going for us and we have in life. And no matter how tough it gets, it's still good and we're blessed. As some of you may know, in addition to all of the things we're facing in our family, we lost my father this month, and then what even made it more difficult is I couldn't travel to the Middle East for the funeral, or I couldn't travel to be there with the family. But still, we thank the Lord for he had a good life. We thank the Lord for he did a lot to do for the community there. And, he was a really good man, and we asked the Lord to bless him. However, when it came to Thanksgiving, there's the question, what do we do? What do we do now? And what we did now was to really have dinner with the family, immediate family, and observe all of the guidelines from the CDC so we don't spread the virus. And speaking of the virus, and I hope you did the same and you enjoyed your time. And speaking of the virus, we have more cases, and then we have really good news about vaccines. And there are 3 being developed, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And it's very important for us to understand what's going on with that. And we asked our friend, Dr. Mohammed Sahloul, to be with us. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Khalil. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us, to get up early from Chicago to be with us. Dr. Mohammed Sahloul is Associate Professor in Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine at the University of Illinois in Chicago, and President of MedGlobal, a medical NGO that provides free healthcare in disaster regions and low resource countries. Thanks again for being with us. Hope you had a wonderful holiday, you and your family.
We did. It's a different holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. As everyone knows, we haven't done the traditional big dinner where everyone gathered in one room because of the COVID pandemic. So we had to modify it a little bit. We did it in the open, although it was cold, and everyone was wearing masks, and it was short, and everyone tried to abide by social distancing as much as possible. That's it's a dangerous.
We do what we have to do.
Right.
We do what we have to do. Yeah. Dr. Sahloul, as you well know, there are several. Everybody want like a solution for this virus, and there are several vaccines going on. Before we talk about what's being developed, how long normally does it take to develop a vaccine?
Usually between 5 to 10, 20 years for a new disease. The lowest vaccine was developed within 5 years. There are some new infections that we've been dealing with for a long time, and we were never able to develop that vaccine. The most famous one of them is HIV, for example. For 30 years, scientists all over the world were trying to develop a vaccine for HIV, and we were not able to do that. But usually 10 years, 15 years, and as I said, the lowest was 5 years. And all of this now we're trying to do it within less than a year for the COVID.
Sure. Now, what do they do normally when they develop a vaccine? They isolate the virus, they try to replicate it. What is it they do?
The process is a little bit complicated. So the first phase is a research phase where you have to know, first of all, what is the infection and the virus, and what's the genetic material, what is the part of the virus that induces immune reaction in the body, so you can mimic that. And in the coronavirus, it's the spike protein, or protein S, that everyone knows. These are the spikes that we see on the pictures of the virus. These are the one which induces immunologic reaction. And then the second phase would be to see how you're going to inject that within the person. Is it the virus itself, or a weakened virus, or dead virus, or part of the virus, or the genetic material of the virus? So there's different ways to induce immunological reaction. Then you try that within maybe a few people, 40, 50 people, to see if it is safe and if it induces immunologic reaction. And if that phase, which we call it phase 1, succeeded, then you move to phase 2, where you increase the number of people with different age group. And if that is succeeded, then you increase it to 30, 40,000 people, and you do what we call a double-blind study, which means that you inject the vaccine in half of the people, and something that is similar in terms of the outside appearance, but it doesn't have the effectivity of the vaccine. We call
like
it
placebo.
Placebo, right. And then you, after the end of the process, then you see how many people were infected, how many of them were injected the real vaccine, how many of them were injected the placebo, and that will give you an idea about the effectivity of the vaccine. So, for example, now everyone knows that Pfizer and Moderna are 90-95% effective. That means the people who were infected at the end of stage 3 or phase 3, most of them are the ones who received the placebo, not the vaccine. Then you have to produce them, and of course, if that phase 3 is successful, then you produce the vaccine in large amount, and you start the distribution process, and then you have to set the priority. Yeah.
So what's different now? I mean, this has been going on since March, and all of a sudden we have vaccines. What kind of shortcuts did we take, and how different is this vaccine from previous ones?
I mean, the first phases which I've mentioned started actually really early, even in February and March, because we knew the genetic material of the virus from the beginning, luckily. So scientists all over the world kind of raced to figure out how they're going to induce immunologic reaction, and they started the pre-phase 1, the research part. And there were a race between countries, United States, China, Russia, Germany, United Kingdom, and others, trying to figure out who will be getting the vaccine first to protect their population, of course. Right now we're in this stage where we have 4 vaccines that finished stage 3 and with success, more or less. 3 of them are known, the Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca, although AstraZeneca had a setback. And then there is a Russian vaccine that also finished phase 3, according to the Russians. Right now we're in a stage of approval. That means the scientists at the CDC and the European equivalent of CDC are looking at the data, and we're supposed to get the verdict within the next week or so. By December 10th, here in the CDC will declare whether they will approve Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. And I think AstraZeneca will have to do another study because their phase 3 study had some problems with it. And we'll see what happens else with the Russian and the Chinese vaccine.
I see. Now, we've been told that this particular vaccine is a genetic vaccine, and some people are kind of concerned about that. Should they be concerned?
That's a good question. So this vaccine that is produced by Pfizer and Moderna is the same. Same in terms of what type of vaccine. We call it messenger RNA. That means it's the genetic material of the virus that actually produces the protein S, or the spike protein, inside the human cell body. So that when we inject the vaccine, it goes inside the cells, and then it stimulates the cells to produce the spike protein of the virus, and that will stimulate the immunological reaction and the protection, the antibodies. This is new technology in terms of vaccination. It's not new completely because it has been tried for cancer cells, for example, for vaccination against cancer for the past 20, 30 years. So it's been there, but this is the first time that we apply it on viruses. And of course, with any new technology, there would be concerns about the safety, mostly, and long-term implications. And because we don't have that much time, and because we have not developed an antiviral medication or treatment for the virus, unfortunately, in spite of the development and in spite of what you hear about in the media about, and I think everyone remembers the hydroxychloroquine debacle, and then remdesivir and so forth. Then we have no options but to cut down the length of the time that we have to wait until to see what's the safety profile. Usually you wait for 1 to 3 years, to average of 2 years after phase 3, to figure out whether some people will develop any side effects from the vaccine. In this pandemic, we are waiting for 2 months only because it is dangerous. People are dying, and everyone is seeing spike of the numbers of hospitalization and death again in the United States and everywhere else in the world. To answer your question, it's a new technology. The safety profile of the vaccinations that have been tried were excellent. There were no reported side effects or autoimmune disease or anything that should make people or scientists worried, at least in the first phase after the phase 3, I mean the first 2 months. So that's all assuring.
Sure. Now, I've read that there some of the concern is that it has aluminum in it. We know aluminum is really carries a lot of risk. Is that enough aluminum for us to worry about, or this is a very minute amount of aluminum?
Yeah. Every vaccine will have, of course, besides the actual part that is effective, whether it's the dead virus or the protein S or genetic material, will have some other material that are helped to preserve the vaccine and make sure that it continues to be effective. Now, I'm not sure about aluminum in the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine. Aluminum was reported to be part of other vaccines, and some what we call it anti-vax group, people who believe that vaccines are dangerous, linked aluminum to autism, for example, and other problems. There's no science behind it. As you know, these are all mostly conspiracy theories. Unfortunately, they're spreading on social media. And we have to be very aware of that phenomena. It is more dangerous than the virus in my mind.
Absolutely.
So, in the past, if you remember, we all grew in this country and other places where we received vaccination and we believed scientists, and we did not develop polio and chicken pox and other smallpox was eradicated because of vaccine. And we have to believe what science and scientists are telling us, not those conspiracy theories.
Unbelievable. I don't know where they come up with all these theories. It's just unbelievable. So, is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know about the vaccine?
I think the most important thing, Khalil, is, and for everyone, is all of these good news about the vaccines. And I am very confident that by the end of this year and early next year, we will have options of vaccines, not only the Moderna and Pfizer and probably AstraZeneca, but others, Johnson & Johnson's and other. There's 20 vaccines in the waiting now for phase 3. So we will have options to choose from, and it will be available in the United States for free. And everyone should take it. I will take it myself. But the most important thing is do not lower your guard now until the vaccine is available, because people have a tendency to say, oh, there will be a vaccine, let's not wear masks. And this is very dangerous. Yeah.
And social distancing and so forth and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Thank you so much for getting up early and wonderful information. We appreciate it, Dr. Sahloul.
Thank you very much, Khalil, and happy holidays for everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Same to you. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab offers a great array of your favorite Mediterranean meals. Meals range from lamb specialties, shawarma sandwiches, seafood dinners, and they offer special big trays of your favorite food, plus much more. Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab address is 32839 Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills. Their phone number is 248-538-9552. That number again is 248-538-9552, and the supermarket is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab will definitely leave you satisfied.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
Welcome again, and thank you for being with us. I want to thank Dr. Sahloul for all the wonderful information he provided in regard to the vaccine And pandemic or not, the holidays are here, and there has been an incredible sight in our community and a great tradition established by the Goodfellas organization. And, you know, you'll see the police and the fire individuals standing on different lights, traffic lights, and different areas of the Dearborn area, and collecting, and other areas as well, collecting donations for the holidays, and selling a small newspaper if you remember. And, you know, this year is different, so the Goodfellas still want to continue with what they're doing, but they're doing it differently. And we asked our friend Larry Johnson, Executive Director of the Dearborn Goodfellas, to be with us. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning, Khalil. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about you, your organization, what do you guys do, and why do you collect that money?
Well, Khalil, I am past president and currently executive officer. I work with the other officers and the board of directors to address the needs of children during the Christmas holidays. We are extremely active this year, as you just mentioned, is going to be totally different. Just about all of our fundraisers, due to the pandemic, have been canceled. And at that point, our revenues are going down, but the needs of the children are expected to increase considerably. We are looking at the needs of needy children, 4 to 6% of the Dearborn community's children, which translates into 1,000 to 1,100 children per year needing assistance at Christmas. We expect that need to go up considerably this year. Therefore, the expenses going up to make sure these children are taken care of. So we
How much money do you normally? How much money do you normally collect?
We have set a goal of $50,000. This year, it is going to be considerably higher. The $50,000 would be as a result of the paper sales. And then we do have other fundraisers to address the increased expense that have all been canceled this year.
What do you do with that money?
What do we do with the money is procure items, gifts, clothing, toys, school supplies that go into standardized packages for boys and girls age 11 to 5. So we're looking at nearly 22 groups of children that we take care of at Christmas time. And then if there's an extreme emergency throughout the year, we work with our other sister organizations, the Burn Drive, the police charities, Kiwanis, to address those extreme needs, whether it be a burned out fire at a home or a medical emergency, that type of thing. So we're active throughout the entire year.
And how is it, the fundraising, how is it different this year? How are you going to collect money?
What we are doing this year, again, we have such a wonderful, such an involved community. I just mentioned our sister organizations. The Burn Drive firefighters and the officers with the Dearborn Police Charities have stepped up to the plate, and they are placing collection boxes at the number 1 fire station on Greenfield, the number 2 fire station on Outer Drive, and the police station to collect cash, checks, whatever it takes to get the money we're going to need to do what we have to do this year. We always find a way, but we will do it. And we also have our Dearborn Goodfellows website, Khalil, that we could take money, through the website virtually. There is our regent.
What is that website?
DearbornGoodfellows.org.
Okay. Sounds good. And what other avenues people can donate? would you accept directly clothing and toys and all of that, or you need money only?
No, we need money only this year because of the virus. We are trying to do everything we can to keep everybody safe. So as little interaction as possible. We had to cancel our photo op and kickoff luncheon that was scheduled. We had to cancel our paper sales. Trying to keep everybody safe, Khalil, and it's a challenge. But at the same time, we have children out there in need, and that's what our organization is all about. We have to take care of the children.
Absolutely. If somebody needs to reach you by phone, how can they reach you?
Khalil, they can reach the organization itself through Park Place Catering, 23400 Park Street. The phone number there is 313-244-4499. And last but not least, Khalil, if you can't get to a fire station, police station, you can't mail a check into Park Place, contact me directly. I will be more than happy that myself or one of the officers can stop by and pick up, your check, whatever you'd like to help us out with.
And not to, I also want to mention, this is you're a nonprofit, and whatever donations is tax deductible. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It is tax deductible. Yeah. We are a 501c3, but also, and I'm glad you brought that up, Khalil. We are extremely proud. Nobody in our organization pays a dime, and 91.6 cents out of every dollar raised goes directly back to the children.
Wonderful, wonderful. How do you identify these children?
I'm sorry, Khalil?
How do you identify these children?
They are predominantly identified through the school system. We have a very close, very good relationship with Dr. Maleko and his crew over there. What child is not identified through the school system, we get contacted by the police. We get contacted by social workers, by firemen. So it's a very comprehensive list, as you can imagine, with 1,100 children, and probably more this year. But and again, that's a very good point, Khalil, because we do have children in private schools that they are not identified through the public school system itself. So what we ask these families to do is to contact the social worker of the respective school that child would have went to, and they will take care of them there and make sure that information gets to our organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's really wonderful that all you do and make a difference in people's lives, specifically the children during the holidays, and this year I think is far more important. We urge everyone to call you, to send you money, to help, because we are going through some really difficult times and challenges, and if we can put a smile on a child's face, that's worth the effort. Is there anything else I haven't asked you that you'd like to share with us?
Not really. You put that so well that I may have to put you on the board of directors. No, Khalil. We work so hard throughout the entire year. We don't just work at Christmas time. Again, like I said, the fundraisers, we work throughout the year. So if we ever reach out to any individual, any business, please catch your breath and listen to what we have to say, because it's all about and all for the children and the families. Not only when we help one child, it takes a lot of pressure off of that parent for that holiday. Sure. So we essentially help not only the child, but the entire family.
Okay. I think Jerry has a question. Go ahead, Jerry. Good morning. Very quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Khalil. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to Mr. Larry Johnson. Mr. Khalil, my question to Mr. Larry Johnson. Mr. Johnson, thank you for your service. Do you think opening the school is better than shut the school? And is there any increase of violation among our children or youth or teenager who they stay in home when they don't have too much to do? I would love to see your answer, Mr. Johnson.
Well, my
I don't think
Mr.
Go ahead,
my
Mr.
answer
Johnson.
to that, sir, would I'd have to defer that to Dr. Maleko and his organization.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
This is, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, if we're here to, drum up help for the children, we're not here to analyze whether they should be in school or not. Thank you, Jerry, for that question. Mr. Johnson, may God bless you. Repeat, if you would please repeat the website and the phone number that can reach you, and we thank you for being with us.
Khalil, thank you so much. You have a wonderful holiday and a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Bye now.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
At Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic in Dearborn, we provide effective physical therapy sessions in order to limit pain and discomfort. Top Rehab provides physical therapy care for any diagnosis prescribed by a physician, and we regularly see and treat conditions such as stroke, TMJ, fibromyalgia, sciatica, joint pain, and more. We use a variety of pain management methods, including modalities, soft tissue mobilization, and therapeutic exercise. If you're in need of physical rehabilitation or physical therapy, get the highest quality health care at Top Rehab. Most insurance is accepted, and we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Tuesday and Thursday 8 to 5, and Saturday 10 till 2. Call for an appointment today at 313-846-0555. That's 313-846-0555. Choose Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Life's too short to be in pain. Enjoy the first Syrian-style cuisine in Michigan. At Damas Cuisine and Catering, you'll find a wide selection of Syrian foods and sweets in our menu, like frikeh, poisi, grape leaves with steak, mishawi platter, hot mahashi, char-grilled kebab, shawarma, and much more. Get super fast delivery from Damas Cuisine and Catering right to your door. Order online at damascuisine.com/menu and track your order live. Damas Cuisine and Catering, 28841 Orchard Lake Road in Farmington Hills. Call 248-987-4985. When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. I want to thank Larry for taking the time to be with us. Larry Johnson, Executive Officer with the Dearborn Goodfellas. The website is the dearborngoodfellas.org, and you can do it online. You can send it to them. The address is Park Place Catering, 23400 Park Street, Dearborn 48124. Again, regardless of whatever it is that's going on, we have to deal with. Putting a smile on a child's face is unbelievable and it's very rewarding. And whatever you can give to help this organization is really, really appreciated. As far as the issue whether children are in school or not, that's really a political question because, and one of the problems these days is that we're injecting politics into a lot of things. Yes, it is tough for children to be at home, but would rather that they're home and they're dealing with some issues than being in school and not being safe. Safety is the number one here. And we depend, on science. We depend on the expertise of the people that do these things to keep us safe and keep our children safe. And the issue with school is it's a very involved issue. And really has nothing to do what Goodfellas really do. And if we're concerned about helping the children, we should donate to the Goodfellas. We are dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with something very dangerous. And we're dealing with something that a child could go to school, and children are big carriers of the virus. They could bring it home. And then, the next holiday they may have, or the next month they may not have a father or mother or a grandfather. It's called science, please remember, don't let your guard down. We've been told to wear masks, to social distance, and then to wash our hands, don't touch our faces, and for a little bit of time try to isolate as much as possible and stay home. That's not much to ask to defeat a virus. And if we are going to inject, politics into this, and this is why we are where we are, because of all these politics that's being injected into science. So, science has worked for a long time, has saved us from a lot of issues. Polio, there are a lot of vaccines out there that works, and there are a lot of, scientists do whatever they do if they're left alone. They do whatever they do based on information, not based on, I want more votes and I want to stay in the White House and I want this and I want that. It's not about ego. Science is about information. If the information works, then we listen to scientists. We facing a lot of challenges, and I know it's not easy to keep kids home. My kids are home. I have to be there for them and make sure that they're doing their homework, make sure that that they're on track. I know it's tough, and if you work, that's even. Luckily I work in the house, but if you work outside of the house, that's even worse. And so I understand the challenge, but remember, what we're trying to do here is to stay alive and be safe. And this herd immunity doesn't really work. Sweden tried that. It didn't work. Say, who cares? Just go out and get infected, and then the virus will go away by whatever it is. And it does not. Excuse me. We were told that the virus was going to go away by the summer. It didn't. First, we were told that it was a hoax by the Democrats, and it was not. And then, all of these things that really are baseless. So what we should do is we should listen to the scientists. They know best. They know better. And give them the time and the whatever means necessary to do their job, and let them do their job. And then, the other thing that is really important, which is really missing out of this whole conversation, is cooperation and trust. Okay, look at New Zealand. The people trust their government, and the government works very hard for the people. They demonstrated that woman there demonstrated true leadership and working together. And if you look at their numbers, they're one of the most successful countries dealing with the virus. When she asked them to stay home, first she listened to the scientists. Second, she asked them to stay home. Third, for all leadership is built on bringing everybody together, not like in our country where our leadership is built on dividing us and pitting this side against that side, and and on all of these things. So that trust is really missing out of the conversation. We need to have that trust, and we need sound leadership that bring us together. And I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrats. I'm neither, and I don't think either one has really demonstrated good leadership, and specifically the current leadership in the White House. They have, President Trump has not demonstrated the leadership in bringing this country together and doing enough to really stop the virus from becoming a pandemic in this country. So this is really what's missing. It's nothing against this person or that person and this party and that party and all of that. It's not. It's just the reality. When you have problem in your life, you just go back to basic and say, okay, folks, listen, I know we don't get along, but now it's time for us to be all together. So, it's very important that we're all together so we can fight this. So, anyway, so much for that one. Life goes on regardless of the pandemic. And then, as you well know, I work in real estate as well. And one of the aspects of real estate, and the market is very hot, one of the aspects of real estate is mortgages. There are two ways you can buy a home. You can either pay for it cash or land contract, or you can get a mortgage. Most people get mortgages. So we asked our friend Bridget Jaward Hachem to be with us this morning. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much for being with us. And I just want to make sure I identify you correctly. Bridget is the president of the Infiniti One Group, a mortgage lender and broker. And so what's going on with the mortgage world these days?
Thank you, Khalil. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Thank you.
I hope everyone had a safe Thanksgiving, and hopefully next year is a better year for all of us. In reference to the real estate market, as you know, we have a lot of activity this year, which is very unusual. And what's helping that also is the mortgage rates, which have been at record low. We anticipate lower rates in the next month or two also, lower than what's going on now. The only negative side is the lenders are getting tighter in the lending criteria and pre-qualifications and all of that. For example, for self-employed, the credit scores have gone up to a minimum of 780. So that's going to make it harder on some borrowers to lend money, to get some money at that point. I'm hoping it gets looser as the months go by, but for now, that's it. Another good news is the jumbo rates, the non-conforming loan limit rates have increased. Conventional has increased from $510,000 to $548,250. So it means you get better rates than jumbo rates if you have the loan amount up to $548,000. It gives you
what's a jumbo rate?
Better
what are we talking about?
I'm sorry?
What's a jumbo rate? What are we talking about?
Jumbo rates are loans that are over $548,250. The rates are higher on jumbo rates. Conventional jumbo rates. So if you can buy more and get a better rate now, up to $548,000. For example, on a 30-year fixed, you can get up to $548,250 for a rate as low as 2.25 to 3%, depending on the discount points.
Wow.
So the loan limits are helping a lot. It should help a lot for clients that are to buy more value, higher prices, and afford a better rate.
And why are they being so tight now on lending?
Well, as you know, a lot of things are going on. Some companies are closing. Unemployment is getting a little higher. And they're worried about you have a job today, you don't have one tomorrow. So for for people to repay, it's going to be hard if they lose their jobs. So they want to make sure that we don't go through any foreclosures or any like bad loans. Loans that are good now that will turn bad because of instability of employment and credit scores going down. So they want to make sure that the market, we don't get what we had 10 years ago or more in 08 or 07, 08, where we had looser lending and foreclosures all over. But I anticipate that will get better as time goes on. But for now, for the next 3 months, I think it's going to be very tough to get someone through if they're not really strong in employment, stability, in credit scores, assets, things like that. But the real estate market will still continue to go up.
Yeah. And the reason there is we as you well know, we don't have enough we have enough inventory on the market, and that makes the prices up, and people keep buying. So Khalil, a lot of people are working remotely now, and housing is a very important factor where there needs to be comfort. So there's still going to be a high demand for housing, and with the rates being lower. And the fact, actually, that the dollar value, there's question mark there, what's going on. So people are flocking into buying properties and homes to accommodate their needs and their children's needs if they're going to school or college and doing online. And the rates are helping because they're much lower. So we don't know when we're going to have rates like this for a long time. For now, it's good to grasp. So it's a combination. Very surprisingly, you would think with the pandemic, things would slow down, people will panic, and unemployment is high. But on the contrary, we're having many factors that are pulling this housing market upwards. And I think half of it is due to the rates being so low. People are doing their best to get into homes and buying properties now. What else people should need to know if they're going out for a loan?
Well, important thing is, like for the ones that are on salary or wages, they're not as worried as the ones that are self-employed. For the we can still get someone approved with a 620 credit score that has full documentation of self-employed for now. Hopefully that doesn't change much. And stability of employment. For the self-employed, you have to have continuous income, documentation of income coming in. In the beginning, we used to accept just 2 years tax returns as an average income. But now they want to see daily and weekly deposits of these incomes that you say that you're getting. And year to date, actually month to date, profit and loss. So it is harder to document that, and there will need to be 60 to 90 days of bank statements of those deposits, plus a 780 score, which 780 score, not everybody has that. I mean, the average scores out there are the 600, 780, 800. They're probably 10 to 20% approximately of the average that has those scores. So it is going to be much tighter for self-employed borrowers.
Sounds good. If people need to reach you and they have any questions, how could they reach you?
I'm going to give you my mobile number. It's 313-825-4187. That'll be the best number to reach me at. And
could you repeat that, please?
It's 313-825-4187.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Again, this is a perfect time to get a loan if you qualify. It's going to get maybe difficult to get a loan later on, but this is a great low interest, low rates right now. Bridget, thank you so much for being with us.
And not to add, Khalil, the FHA loan limits are going to increase also. So people that only qualify for FHA, we're waiting to hear how much that's going to be. But I'm anticipating, it's $331,000 right now for Wayne County and Oakland County, and it could be as high as $350,000. So that gives them more qualifying, loan limits to qualify for. So there's good opportunities there to go out and hopefully get a loan or a mortgage and just lock at a much lower rate than what we do not know how the rates are going to be in the near future.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Stay safe and have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Get ready for an amazing experience at Ishtar Restaurant on 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Enjoy excellent hospitality from owners Ali Al-Baghdadi and Fatty Bonham, serving the best in Mediterranean food. Try Chef Ali Al-Baghdadi's famous shawarma, the best Iraqi grills and food, and the best Arabic and international dishes. Dine in our authentic atmosphere or take out. Call 586-698-2585 or check us out on Facebook. Ishtar Restaurant practices all CDC guidelines and is open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Have an amazing experience today at Ishtar Restaurant, 3625 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
Life is a nonprofit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. I want to thank all our guests that appeared with us today. Dr. Sahloul from Chicago, Larry Johnson from the Dearborn Fellows, and Bridget from Infiniti One Group, talking about loans and mortgages. Chief Haddad was scheduled to be with us, and he was unable to join us because of the tragedy that their police department is dealing with. They lost one of their own, self-inflicted wound. We don't know what the circumstances are there. We present our condolences to the family. We present our condolences to the police family in Dearborn. They work very hard to keep us safe, and we ask the Lord to bless them and give them the strength to cope. And this is really a big tragedy going on. It's not easy to lose one of your own. It is enough to have to deal with the bad guys, but when circumstances happen and then you lose one of your own, it's a very sad news, and we wish them well, and again, we'll keep them in our prayers and our thoughts. Chief Haddad has always provided us a great leadership and information, and how he has to deal now with that issue here in his department. Again, we'll keep them in our prayers. Go back and wrap up very quickly. We talked about vaccines. We talked about the different vaccines being developed, and as Dr. Sahloul said, we're going to have different vaccines on the market, and all indications that they're good vaccines. And, I understand that there are people out there that are anti-vaccines, and there are a lot of theories on social media These are only theories. They're not based on science. They're not based on information. Last time I was talking to Dr. Shama on this program, and he basically said to me, no matter what you take, there are risks with taking it, even if you drink water. So, and what it is that there's risk, and then there is an issue that we're dealing with, which is the pandemic. And if the risk is small and that solves a bigger issue, we can take that risk. Just like any medication you take. There is no medication without risk. Okay, don't be deceived there. But the whole idea is to keep us safe, keep us alive, and go back to normal life. And if that's what a vaccine does, and then it's going to be released in stages. So first, it could be released to, I think they're talking about releasing it sometimes next month to those who are at risk, such as first responders, police, fire, medical staff, so forth and so on. These are the people who are dealing with the vaccine. And then they would, release it for other people. And yes, we don't have long-term data on how this is going to affect us. But this has been done before, and I take I take the flu vaccine, I took the shingles vaccine, I take all kind of vaccine, I take the flu vaccine every year. I take it, my kids take it, and it's very important that we minimize the effect of these viruses, and this is the only way you can do that. Lastly, I want to thank everyone that was with us. I want to thank you for listening. I wish you happy celebration of Thanksgiving. I want to thank Mike for great production. Happy Thanksgiving, Mike, and hope you spend a good time with your family. And lastly, I just want to remind you, this is still a great time to invest and buy a home or sell a home. And this is one of the few times where I can say that I can, normally we say it's a good time to sell, or we say it's a good time to buy. Now we're saying it's a good time to sell and buy. And the reason is that you can get good price for your home, and then to buy, you can get an incredible rate. Okay, you can get an unbelievable rate on a loan to buy a home. So you have a question, give me a call, 313-819-0101. I do both residential and commercial. I mainly do it like almost half and half. If you have a property to sell, this is the time to sell it. Please give me a call, 313-819-0101. Again, there's a lot more information about the buying process and selling process on our website. Yeah, yamichigan.com, yamichigan.com, and there are a lot of information there. Please don't hesitate to look it up, read it, and give us a call. We'll be more than happy to do analysis on your property and let you know how this works for you and what's the most you can get for your property. Again, I want to thank you for being with us. You have a wonderful and safe weekend. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Mike. Goodbye.